Nextech had decided that it was important for us to think about how we manage changes within our organization. We needed to ensure that we were at a leadership level, understanding how we could manage the culture of the business, keep the culture strong. And to do that, we needed to look at ourselves and see where those things were that were impacting the business. Change was a big impactor. One of the things that we struggle with in technology is that it is constantly evolving. When you think about change in healthcare, the complexities just in managing the change within a practice, it's overwhelming. You've got a practice that is focused on taking care of a human being, a patient. That's their primary focus every day. And then behind that, usher in the push or the change to completely disrupt the way that they do that. Software is how they manage their day-to-day processes. So it's a major monumental change that for a healthcare practice, they're looking at it as we constantly are dealing with not just change ourselves, but the change with our customers. So as an organization, for us to understand, first of all, what is change management? But then how do we translate that and how we support the change that we expect our customers to go through? We didn't necessarily understand that a change or a decision, I should say, at the executive level or at a leadership level really managed to find its way all the way down to an individual contributor, and their lack of understanding of what that change meant just for their role and how they were to interpret it. We didn't understand really how impactful that was. And so for those people, it was like a surprise or a disruption. We as leaders had more insight and knowledge that there is a problem that we actually had to solve. Did we solve it the first time at bat? No. Did we become more aware that we had to do something to solve it or manage it? Absolutely. Processes were put in place. We had general insights into the impact that we were creating. Did we hit a home run? No, but we at least had awareness that it was something we needed to do something about. This workshop was very meaningful because it really hit home in just in a very important but major area of importance for our company. We should have done it 5 years ago. The teams actually embraced the concept of change management and really started to incorporate how the team manages the change with the customer. We took that team and isolated them and almost used it as a pilot to create a brand new concept of how we would implement and use that framework from the change management course to really incorporate where that had substance, where it could really make a difference and an impact. Some of those measurable outcomes are seen in the level of adoption for the customer, how quickly they move through the journey into the next phase. We saw some real changes just in the hours it took to implement those customers because we applied some new components of that framework into the process. Change is part of everything that we do. Having general awareness that the decision that you make that is significant in some cases will have an impact on somebody else. That sensitivity there and of itself is a whole new level of emotional intelligence, in my opinion.